one more video for tonight. Hopefully, I'll get. So, it's kind of this video on a Shaq movie, a Shaquille O'Neal film, most notably a DC film. And that DC film is known none other as Steel. And this came out the same year as Batman and Robin and Spawn. So it's safe to say 1997 was a very, very dark year for comic book movies. It was not a nice time to be a comic book fan, but at the point that this was pre-Blade. This was before Blade came out, like the first actually great Marvel movie, the OG Marvel movie to come out. And essentially, here's the thing. I love Shaq. I'm a huge fan of Shaq, and really talented, also really big in real life. Jesus, if you've seen his how big he is in interviews, like you see a lot of videos of him just like him just drinking a water bottle. It's like that. I'm gonna have to use this as reference, like that. Actually, no, I shouldn't. Or I think it was when he was on Hot Ones and he was eating the bone. I also remember the Jimmy Fallon one where like yeah, also it's funny like Shaquille O'Neal is sitting and then Jimmy Fallon and then you see how different they are in heights and Jimmy Fallon and Shaq are like, let's change, let's switch blazers essentially. And Fallon's like wearing Shaq's and it's so big, and Shaq can is like he only got a sleeve over Jimmy's blazer, and they traded it back. But yeah, I mean Shaq was an awesome is a really pro basketball player. I've seen a lot of his throws. That being said, though, his movie career not so much, and yeah. In fact, while I leave this video on the 1080p setting. Well, it's only seven up until 720p. Makes sense. Damn. Shaquille O'Neal. All right. I'm looking at it. L.A. Personal life, filmography. Yeah, Kazam. I think he tried to be a rapper at one point, and that failed so horribly. And then there was Kazam, which is what Nate Hamilton from Renegade Media Group perfectly described as cinematic diarrhea. I've seen clips of Kazam, and I'm like, thank God I never saw that. I almost did see it as a kid, but thank God I never did. But yeah, and then there was his cameo in Good Burger, which is the only good thing on his resume. And then there was Steel, and then after that, it was cameos in Freddy Got Fingered, Scary Movie 4, Jack and Jill. Oh God. Apparently, there's also. Yeah, he just doesn't really have that good of a film career. Like, yeah, like I bet he's nice in real life. He's just not really good at acting. And the whole thing with him playing Don Henry Irons. And the funny thing is, I remember I recently just saw episodes of Superman and Lois, which is pretty good so far. Hopefully, it doesn't go all downhill by the second season. But it's one of the better CW Arrowverse shows, and they did a better version of John Henry Irons because I remember when they introduced that character, they think it's Captain Luthor. I'm like, wait, is this a Black Lex Luthor? I'm not interested. I mean, Black Lex Luthor is interesting, but the way they're doing it is not as interesting. And then it suddenly revealed his name is John Henry Irons. I'm like, oh, Steel, of course. And they did that plot line. They did him more justice than this film ever could. This was Shaq's second attempt at trying to be a big actor, and it failed horribly. And Chris Stuckmann, who is my all-time favorite YouTube critic, and he's practically the only guy on the internet I can rely on when it comes to movies. So he does. He of course he hasn't done a Hilariocity in a long while, but for the first time, my first reaction to Hilariocity, what the hell? Let it be on one of the worst reviewed DC films of all time. Is it the worst? I don't know for sure. I mean, it's both this and Catwoman, obviously, because the thing with Batman and Robin is horrible, but it's like so bad it's good. But Steel and Catwoman are like so bad you just want to bang your head against the wall. God have mercy on all of us. But yeah, Chris. So yeah, let's just watch this video. You're all. This is in his old house, I think. Chris. The fact that that's in the WB archive collection, and it's not even on Blu-ray, that shows you how much Warner Brothers doesn't even care. Huh. Just notice that it's part of the archive collection. Why? At least it's DVD-R, so it's not really high quality. Chris? What are you up to, man?
Did you buy Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal, directed by Kenneth Johnson, released in 1997?
No.
Well, that's good, because I was about to say relationship over.
Yeah, that was, I think, Chris's, then his girlfriend and fiance, but now he's already married. His wife, Sam, because I was about to say relationship over. Oh man, you got me laughing there. All right, relationship over. Yeah, if I ever did have a girlfriend and she bought that, I'd be like, please tell me this is a prank, or we're over, or we're done. She's like, someone gave it to me. I thought it was a joke. I thought I'd give it to you as a joke. You want to see it burn to ashes? And if she says yes, I'm like, let's burn it to ashes. And then I don't know what happens, but yeah.
I still don't know why it's in our house, though.
I don't know even either, man. Weird things have happened before. The world doth move in mysterious ways. It must have been like someone sent it to Chris as a joke. Chris was like, now I gotta review this shit. Don't worry, man, I'm here for you.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Out of my eyes! I never misspelled anything! Not once, not one time!
It's just the Nicolas Cage face that sells it all. That's why I love it when Chris does these hilariosities.
The late 90s, when superhero movies were still figuring themselves out and NBA stars got to be in movies. Welcome back to another Hilariocity review. Today we are going to be talking about Steel. This is...
Yeah, I do notice this from his earlier videos. I've actually been a fan of Chris's for a long while. Chris Stuckmann's for a long while. Of course, like all these posters here, and now that he's in another house, I think he's still in the same house he's been in since 2016. This is the old location. This is the OG location.
not a good movie.
Hold on, let me go back.
This is not a good movie. I just watched it in preparation for this review because that's the hardest part of these Hilariocity reviews. I actually have to sit down and I gotta watch them. So after a very boring opening credits sequence in which we get a whole bunch of static, unmoving shots of lava falling down various places, and the incredibly over-the-top theme for this movie, we get the cliched, it's only a test opening scene. You see stuff that looks like it's dangerous, and all of a sudden people come out and go, hey, that was pretty good, good job, oh, these weapons are going well, I like this is gonna be a lot of fun. Yes, that's right, it's all only a test, and Shaq is trying to explain to everyone this new technology he's developed that could neutralize a whole bunch of soldiers without actually killing them. And Judd Nelson's there too. What?
Yeah, John Nelson. I don't know what he's done. I do remember him in Breakfast Club a lot. Breakfast Club is probably my favorite John Hughes movie. I don't know, but of course, whenever I hear Judd Nelson, um, I think of Bender from Breakfast Club. No, not Bender. John. What was? Damn, it's been a while since I've seen Breakfast Club. I swear to God, I gotta rewatch some of these movies again.
What? Judd Nelson's the villain in this movie. Okay, but guess what the opening line of this movie is?
That's enough! That's enough! My ass is on fire! Thought I smelled some nuts roasting.
Now, when the guy was writing this movie, and by the way, it's also the director, Kenneth Johnson, someone told him that's a good opening line. Like, he was writing a script, and he was like, that's good. That's how we'll open the thing. Now, Kenneth Johnson is a director who is primarily known for television. I grew up watching the Incredible Hulk television show. He directed many episodes, including the pilot. Now, when I was a kid in the 90s, the Sci-Fi Channel became a channel in America. I watched the Incredible Hulk show, I watched the original Spider-Man show, all 13 episodes of it, the live-action one. So automatically you can tell that within a few shots, Shaq has this thing for this girl named Sparky. They like to touch their fingers a lot, like E.T. and Elliot, and there's a lot of foreshadowing with Judd Nelson's character because he's obviously going to be a villain. That's right, he fucks up the entire mission and now Sparky's in a wheelchair and we hate him.
Nathaniel, no!
Now the filmmakers were obviously trying to make her basically be the Oracle character from the comics. In fact, there's a few attempts at trying to be like the comics in this movie, because you have John Henry Irons, who was very inspired by Superman to become who he is. And Shaq himself has the Man of Steel tattoo right here, so it kind of worked, I guess. I think those are the only things in this film that even remotely resemble anything in the comics. So Shaq is trying to save Sparky, and he basically looks like he's taking a giant shit. I mean, look at that face. Just look at it. He really honestly looks like he's constipated, and he's just trying to let one out. We all know Shaq is tall, okay? The dude is 7'1", but this just looks hilarious. I can't help but laugh when I see this shot. So Sparky's in the hospital, she's not going to be able to walk, and the doctor is like, nope, it's not happening. It's like, it's really obvious, like, nope, you're not going to ever walk again shot. Shaq decides to return home to the city of LA, and guess what? Yeah, he's going to try to shoot a basketball.
Also, how dare you drag Young MC into your horrible movie? Never do that. Why would you drag Young MC into this shit? You almost ruined a perfectly good song. Yeah, Bust a Move, that was the name of the song. I haven't listened to that song, but I do remember, yeah. So don't just stand there, bust a move. But yeah, come on. Our money's worth. Shaq, why?
Now you think that would be like the only basketball reference in the film, right?
No.
It's not. There will be more. So quickly we realize that Shaq knows like every single child in the city. Like, he's like, what, 30? Why does he know all these 12-year-olds? Like, what does that even mean? It's some sort of... Oh, I know. It said in Shaq's contract that he has to know a lot of kids so that kids can like him as a basketball star, and it'll boost his, his demo for that age. Probably. Soon we meet Grandma, and she gives even more awkward sugar kisses than SpongeBob's grandma does.
Don't you patronize me,
Yeah.
young man. You just give me some more sugar.
And she really is trying to bake a souffle. She doesn't want anyone to talk while she bakes the souffle. This is a very important story element. Trust me.
The souffle.
It actually is a very
Souffle
important
is
story
very
element in this
important.
movie, and it's brought up.
Let me just pause here for a second. And my mom was asking me a question, so I had to answer very quickly. Alright, let's just get through this.
Quite often. So Shaq apparently just obtains a steel mill job, and we have an entire scene dedicated to girls thinking he's hot. It's like the entire first act of this movie. The filmmakers were contractually obligated to just make Shaq look good. Now, if you're watching this film like I am, it's right around this time that you may notice that just about every single song in this movie is some sort of hip-hop R&B song.
Bustin' Moves.
This is a DC Comics film, not Shaq's personal mixtape, but we gotta go back to Judd Nelson, right? Because he's the big evil bad guy of this movie. He dispatches of some pesky side characters with his magical elevator breaking button. There's quite a bit of magical movie technology in this movie, we'll get to that later. So Judd Nelson's goons rob a bank with a laser gun, and Shaq just so happens to be driving with one of his friends who is a female police officer, and a kid in the back that he's buddies with. She gets a call on the radio that this is going on, and she goes into a firefight with two passengers in her car. This is LA. Couldn't she have been like, I have a child and a friend with me in my vehicle while I'm on duty?
Well, I don't know. That is accurate. Maybe if it's in Bay Area or if it's in Compton. That depends. That's pretty accurate. That's how LA law enforcement works in a nutshell. Oh god.
Duty. I know I don't want to get fired, but I feel like I kind of have to say that, so please send someone else to the laser gun firefight. No, of course not. She goes right into the firefight, and Shaq and the kid escape while she's still in the car, which gets blasted over, and then Shaq has to save her. The funny thing is, the kid goes, "No more! Johnny, there's fire!" So, because of a little bit of fire, we're just supposed to let this girl die. I mean, what happened to this kid? Who raised that kid? Oh, there's some fire, so let's not save the police officer, because, there's a little bit of fire over there. I guess we'll just forget about her. There's a little fire. Now, you think this girl would have something to do with the plot, right? Like maybe a potential love interest or something. Guess what?
No.
She has nothing to do with the plot. Seriously, she has nothing to do with the movie. She literally is a plot device. They needed Shaq to somehow be in the streets of LA at night in the middle of a gunfight, so they had him know a female cop who would end up going to this gunfight, so Shaq could be in the gunfight and see these weapons and be like, oh shit, there's some guns, oh man, I would shoot another free throw and miss, because that's what I do. So Shaq gets really pissed at these guys, and he says,
It's on now.
oh boy! But now starts the slowest running chase ever. I mean, this is like, he's just like, apparently they couldn't find a stunt double for Shaq because he's like 7'1". Now I know they used a stunt double for some of the motorcycle scenes because you can just tell, but that's because he's sitting down crouched over, he can hide his height. But for these chase scenes, it's just Shaq running, it's like he's running up and down the court, just kind of jogging to his position, it's just that's crazy. Jogging. Even the music feels like it's a slow scene. Like the music is very repetitive, like, oh, here we go, he's gonna run now. So Shaq catches the kid that he's chasing, then all of a sudden some goon just appears out of nowhere. How? I mean, they just had to cross like 10 railroad tracks with moving trains, and then this thing he's just there. So now Shaq is really mad, and he really wants to beat up some of these kids. Seriously, these gangs with these laser guns, they're all kids. They're like 14. Kids, don't join gangs. Gangs have laser guns. Guns are bad and laser guns are worse. Don't join the gangs. Shaq is your friend. Watch him on TV when he plays basketball, please. And like him. If you're a kid, please. So he goes to visit Sparks, who's in like some physical therapy thing, and I swear to you, throughout this entire scene, I thought she was blind somehow. Like, she sells blindness throughout this scene. I actually thought that she was faking being blind for like 2 minutes just to make a joke to Shaq, and it would be like a really funny, but no, that's...
I think at that point the actress realized how shitty the script was, and she just had that blank expression as if she was blind. And then it was like, as they were throwing direction, hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. My mom just called. I think what I was saying is the actress probably realized what a shitty script it was, and she just had that blank expression like this. And as they were doing that scene, it was like, look at Shaq. And she was probably brain dead just after realizing how bad the script was. I would be sort of brain dead in that case. Looking pretty freaking catatonic right there. I'd say he looks more catatonic.
That's what she's doing. She looks like she... Tell me, if I showed you that scene and said, this is a blind woman, would you believe me? Yes, of course you would. Look, she looks... What is that? And check out Shaq's eyebrow twitching in this shot.
This here's a prime example of shit happening.
My God, that was worse than the fucking Garbage Day guy.
Garbage Day!
Huh? No!
Now we're introduced to Uncle Joe, finder of complicated computer thingies.
Yeah, Shaft is in this film. As if this movie couldn't take away more from us. They had to drag Richard Roundtree into this. Tell my mom whenever I'm trying to record a damn thing here. Changing my position again. I'm gonna try to see if I can finish this fast. Yep. Still hard to believe Richard Roundtree did this. But then again, he said yes to What Men Want. But that was when, yeah, I don't know. Probably someone blackmailed Richard Roundtree to be in this movie. Let's just get over with it.
That's a mainframe 7200 IBM.
500 megahertz and slam bam. Thank you, ma'am. Something or other.
So Sparks and John Henry Irons and Uncle Joe team up, and now they're super people, and they're gonna fight crime and build steel costumes that look like shit. Now, like I said, you would think that first basketball pun would be like the only one, right? Nope.
Never could make the free throws.
Do you know why Michael Jordan...
I'm going to do this. I don't care if I get hate for this. I am going to do this just as a joke. Just for the hell of it. I have it at the right. I had to do it. I'm sorry. There was no way I could have done it without just doing that. These notifications. Break. Alright. Yeah. Let's just go over with this.
Worked in Space Jam because he played himself. He played a basketball player.
Yes.
He did not push the boundaries. He was like, look, I'm going to be Michael Jordan. Let's play some basketball.
Yeah,
Space
that's why Space Jam worked in a way.
In this movie, Shaq is like an odd amalgamation of his actual self and this superhero at the same time, and they had to make him play basketball and not be able to shoot free throws. They just had to do that, didn't they? So, of course, the kid is now joining Judd Nelson's gang of laser gun-toting children because at some point in the movie, he's going to have to put a gun to that kid's head to make Shaq do something he wants him to do. So now we get the montage, because every superhero film has a montage of building and preparing. That's just... They're in, like, every one of them. Some of them are awesome, and some of them are from the movie Steel that came out in 1997. Yeah. And we get to watch him make his stupid fucking costume that looks so shitty. It's supposed to be steel, but like almost every time he moves his mouth, you can see the little steel things on the side going like this. Like every time he moves his mouth, it's just so, oh boy. Now poor John Hawkes shows up and gives the best performance in the whole damn movie. It's interesting to see how some of these Oscar-nominated actors started. So now we get the first big superhero rescue scene, and of course it's a bunch of slow-ass action again with Shaq just jogging around.
Yeah, and that costume really did look cheesy.
During this scene, we get the ball shot finger wave. That's what I call it.
Yeah, I get it.
Can you believe that was actually filmed? Like me, I mean it. Like they filmed that, and then
yeah, and we have to suffer.
Uncle Joe says possibly the best line in the movie. Even though it's like the worst line in the movie, but it's by far the funniest line in the movie.
Well, I'll be dipped in shit and rolling breadcrumbs.
Okay. And I'm done. I'm done.
Richard Roundtree was paid to say that line.
So after Shaq dispatches of
I'm
some
done
thugs,
too.
one of his leg plates falls off, and I think they wanted us to think that that was planned and scripted, but it honestly looks like a blooper. Like it looks like a gag. Like Shaq's best performance in this movie is when he goes like, "Oh, it fell." Like it, it really looks like it was like it actually just fell. And he falls off a building, and it's so incredibly obvious. You can see the line attached back here. It's just, there's the line. It's right there. And of course, he falls in a dumpster. Because whenever someone falls off a building, you don't want to die, there's going to be a dumpster down there. A big dumpster, big enough for a 7'1" basketball player to fall into. So the cops start to follow him, and a big chase ensues. And this is my favorite part of the whole chase, okay? The cop makes the Home Alone face. I swear to you, he makes the Home Alone face. It's amazing. Check it out.
This should close the door. Yes.
I laughed so friggin' hard. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And this is the first time in the movie where this happens. It seems like a person cursed, but they like edited it because they were afraid the MPAA would give him an R or something. I don't know. It's just amazing.
Where'd that son of a butt go?
Son of a butt?
You know, you could get away with saying son of a...
Who says son of a butt? No one says son of a butt.
No
They could have just cut the line out. No one says son of a butt. Wow, you're a son of a butt. Who in the hell says that?
And, you know, there was the line that I hate mentioning quotes from this movie, but the one where Shaq was doing the eyebrow thing. I can't do the eyebrow thing, I'm sorry. But, you know, where he's like, this is a prime example of shit happens. It's like, apparently saying son of a bitch was a no-no.
No one! No one on this earth says that. Just that one cop. Son of a butt. I'm gonna start saying that now. So Shaq makes it back safely, and of course...
Well, sometimes I like to use British slang. I like to use some British swearing, like, bollocks, wanker, what else is British slang? I do know what wanking as well means. I know what it means. I'm not telling any of my American audience. But my British audience knows what I'm talking about.
Of course, they do the finger thing again. And you know, at this point, it's already getting kind of tired. It happens a lot more, trust me. And guess what else is in this scene?
I'm on fire tonight, Uncle Joe.
Another horrible... Yeah, why'd you have to drag a majestic creature like the Golden Retriever in your shitty movie? I will say this. This Golden Retriever, I'm pretty sure, was just a dog that showed up on set. This is the best actor in the whole movie. Give this dog an Oscar. He is the best actor, this dog. He or she. It's just a Golden Retriever, and I like Goldens.
Well, at least your record's intact, boy.
A basketball joke again. So at this point, Judd Nelson begins his big evil plan to showcase all of his awesome evil weaponry to people. At this time, please notice that throughout this entire film, whenever there is a nighttime action sequence of some kind, the streets of LA are always deserted. Completely deserted. Because you can just tell they've got it all blocked off for the scene. There's never cars, there's never traffic, nothing. Look, I just spent a weekend in LA, and I can tell you that all night, all I heard was traffic. Where the hell's the traffic? So Shaq shows up and starts blasting people on another slow-ass shootout. And let me set up what happens next, okay? These guys are robbing the Federal Reserve with laser guns. There is a 7'1" maniac in a steel costume shooting at those thugs with another laser gun. They send one police car. One. I was just in LA, literally this weekend, okay? And some people were fighting outside of a movie theater. We saw like 8 police cars go there. I am not even kidding. Like 8 to 10 police cars.
Hold on. Let me just pause the video again. Pause the recording. Sorry, I had something else just came up. Let's go back.
For two people fist fighting. Yeah, and guess what? The two cops that are in the car are the same cops from before. So a helicopter shows up and a thug looks up, blasts the helicopter. The helicopter is now falling. Oh my gosh, it's gonna fall on the Home Alone Macaulay Culkin cop. So Steele is running, kind of slowly, and he tackles the cop and saves him from the helicopter. But does he really save him? No, he doesn't, because look. There was like 30 feet in between him and the helicopter because it's just so obvious and poorly filmed that he wasn't actually in danger, but they're trying to make us think he was. But for story's sake, we have to think that he was, because it's important for later. Now we get an inspirational scene with Grandma where she feels they have to whisper to maintain a well-cooked souffle in her oven.
Yeah, pause the live recording again. Pause like 6 times during this.
Souffle?
I'm gonna get it right if it kills me.
What? All of a sudden some guy just bursts through her kitchen window, Shaq attacks him, starts throwing people around, and we find out it's a SWAT team. It's a SWAT team with a search warrant because they suspect of him being involved with the weapons. The SWAT team came through the kitchen window by breaking it open right in front of this 80-year-old grandma? So the Home Alone Macaulay Culkin cop doesn't want to ID Shaq in the lineup because he tackled him to the pavement when there was actually no danger at all from the helicopter. And, like I said, we're supposed to believe that he saved him, but, they were like 30 feet away from the helicopter. They were fine. If a 7'1" guy wearing nothing but steel tackled me to the asphalt, I'd be fucking pissed. But I also want to point out that in this scene, he takes his earpiece out from his mouth and puts it in his ear, and he has contact with Sparky now. Now, I'm going to estimate that at least 3 hours have passed during that time from when he was taken by the SWAT team to the lineup to being locked up in jail. And the earpiece that he's had in his mouth that entire time, collecting saliva, it still works, of course, because magical movie technology.
Yeah.
So where are they supposed to find where these advanced military weapons are going to be sold? Where is Judd Nelson going to do his big deal? Well, in 1997, the internet was still relatively new to some people, and not everyone had it, and not everyone was as experienced with it as we are now. So the filmmakers had the plot point be that Judd Nelson made a web page where he's selling his illegal weaponry that every law enforcement agency on the fucking earth is looking for.
The internet?
Damn right.
And neo-Nazis.
You can pick up all kinds of good crap, not just porno.
He just made a website. Oh, man. That's so stupid. Seriously, all you'd have to do is just fucking, there's the webpage with the illegal weapons. You just type it in and there it is. So Shaq is freed from jail by magical movie technology, with Sparky's voice being changed to the voice of a district attorney. And it's all just perfect. Within minutes, he is in his full steel suit, going to some address that Sparky got with her magical movie technology again, and Judd Nelson's there trying to sell his weaponry to a whole bunch of different buyers. So when Shaq is observing this area from afar, he notices there's a guy with some dogs, some very vicious-looking dogs. He pops out his gun. At this point, he reveals that his gun actually has a very high-frequency dog whistle.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, it's just a foreign Netflix ad. I get all these Netflix ads, by the way. Shadow and Bone. Sorry, I get all these. I get it from Asia, Australia, you name it.
Now, two things. One, you're in a full-body steel costume. Who gives a shit about a couple dogs? You're fine. The dogs will not affect your full-body Steel costume. Number 2, what the fuck is a dog whistle doing on advanced military weaponry? What is the practical application of a dog whistle on a laser gun? There should have been a scene where he was like, well, I guess she was right to include that in the gun, or something that let us in on the joke of a dog whistle being on a gun. He's got a dog whistle that literally goes boop at the top of his gun, and it emits a high frequency. Never mind. So the big finale starts with the perfect, oh shit, they've got the girl shot. So at this point, Judd Nelson starts killing every single one of his business associates right in front of his potential buyers. What a fantastic business strategy. I'm sure all of them want to sign contracts with this guy now. So a guard is threatening Uncle Joe, but his dog Lily saves him.
Like I said, a golden retriever is still the best actor in this movie.
Wait a second. I thought...
Oh, that's Lily. She doesn't bite.
So Shaq actually successfully tempts Judd Nelson to push the red button. And of course he does. Engaging his electromagnet, his gun shoots back to Shaq's chest, and Sparky starts to shoot laser beams out of her wheelchair. She's shooting pulsating sonic beams out of her wheelchair. Couldn't they have at least shown her put the brakes on or something? You'd think she'd just like shoot backward. I mean, when you're a person and you shoot a regular gun, it goes like that, okay? Pulsating sonic beams that can blast through Federal Reserve walls. She's in a wheelchair. They could have at least shown her blast backwards or something, or had Shaq like put his hands on it and like aim her. That would have been cool. Right. A guy tosses a grenade in the room with Shaq and the kid. And the kid's like, there's a hole up there. You gotta throw the grenade through the hole. And Shaq's like,
Up there! Throw it! Quick! Throw it!
I never make these.
That's it. My mom was just calling me saying it's past my bedtime right now, and it really is. Like, what time is it? 10:37 p.m. at night. I usually sleep. I'm a bit of an early sleeper, but I'm a late riser. Oh God! Thank God we're almost 3 minutes over with this. At least I had Chris Stuckmann throughout this video.
I swear to you, the grenade doesn't go off for like 20 seconds. It's the worst grenade in the world. Now I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna mimic my exact reaction when I saw this scene, okay? This was my reaction.
I never make these.
All right, bend your knees and follow through. Come on!
So Shaq reflects a giant blast back to Judd Nelson, steals a car, saves the day, and nearly kills Sparky and Uncle Joe in the process. So Judd Nelson is dead and everyone has a party at Grandma's house.
But did Grandma perfect the souffle? That souffle is probably the only development this thing ever had.
And she
Souffle is the key. The souffle was the key the whole time.
brings out her perfect souffle. That fucking thing has more character development than anyone in this movie. And then
Yeah, agree.
I'm just going to show you this scene because I really can't... You just have to see it.
I love it, girl.
So do I.
Yes!
Yep. That's Steel. It was shown in theaters around the world. Thousands of screens. It's a movie that actually exists. Guys, thank you so much for watching my Hilariocity review of Steel. Oh man, it's not a good one, but I appreciate you guys watching, and I will do more Hilariocities because I really enjoy doing them, and thanks for all of your great requests as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.
Oh, man. Now I'm gonna have to click on Shaq's filmography just to see what the hell is going on, and I can now feel my mom is gonna call me right now saying for me to turn off the damn laptop. I definitely would now. Steel has a higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes than Fantastic Four. Oh god. Yeah, so I'll just read the first top 5. The guy screams now. Hilarious, yeah. Yeah, that was the funniest scene. He played Michael Jordan's dad. Oh, yeah. What? The fans for stick. Alright, I'm looking at it. 9% Rotten Tomatoes. 12%. Now I've got to see. I have to before I go to sleep. Um, Kenneth Johnson. Yeah. Um, Written and directed. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I'm looking at all of this right now. Yeah. $16 million, and it only made 1.7 million. Wait, what? Oh man. Quincy Jones produced this. Why, Quincy? Why'd you do this to me? Why do you do this to me, Quincy Jones? Alright, Kenneth Johnson, let's see what he's done. Filmography, okay. TV film. Man, cliffhangers. I'm looking at it. Uh, Director. Yeah. Steel. So Steel was his only theatrical film, the director's filmography. His only theatrical film, and understandable. Yeah, Quincy Jones. This is interesting. Why do I know this name? John F. Link. Mark Irwin. Do you recognize that name, though? John F. Link, or simply they they hired the. Oh man, hold on. This is just disappointing right now. The editor from the first Predator, Commando, Die Hard edited this movie. Damn, that sucks right there. You could go so downhill. Um, I think he's essentially retired. Um, Mark Irwin. I'm looking at some of his films here. The cinematographer. Yeah, has done a lot of films for David Cronenberg and the Fly, of course. Let's see, and he's also done a lot of comedy films, like a whole bunch of comedy films. I'm not even gonna get into him, but I want to see. Uh, yeah. Um, Annabeth Gish. I'm looking at her filmography here. She plays the girl there. Mystic Pizza, um, and Wyatt Earp. Yeah, Lawrence Kasdan. Last Nixon, She was in Nixon, the Oliver Stone movie, which she was a Julie Eisenhower. Um, SLC Punk, of which the first one was, I think, a decent film. I don't remember. I never saw SLC Punk. I've heard some meh things about it, if I remember. Yeah, and she recently did Rim of the World, but she's on a lot of TV shows. Monica Reyes on The X Files. She was on 6 episodes of West Wing. CSI, 3 episodes of CSI, and she did The Haunting of Hill House and 10 episodes of Sons of Anarchy. But yeah, um, still, what a shitty film to exist. I wish I could go on more. Maybe if I do another one of these, I see that Doug Walker has his review of it, but I just want to go to sleep right now. So I already left a like on the video. This was Chris Stuckmann's Hilariocity review of Steel. And, I mean, even though I never saw the movie, I felt Chris's pain there. And it's weird because the only weird thing is, like, I have the same initials as Chris Stuckmann. That's weird. Alright, I'm gonna end the video here. I'll leave a link to the original video down below, as well as a link to Chris Stuckmann's page, because I love the guy. Nearly 2 million. He's nearing 2 million. I hope he gets 2 million subscribers. That would be awesome. He deserves all the love. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will leave my Instagram page as well. I'm just gonna call it a night. Godspeed, everyone. Take care.